as you know that we have been learning very interesting unit, that is unit 3, collection and representation of a data, from your paper 6th, that is computational botany. Here, from that, we have to get idea about methods of representation of a statistical data. We know that in the last few lectures or in previous lectures, we have learned related with the data. What is data? Sampling of data, isn't it? And how to we have to say that classify the data. And again, after all the processes, we have to represent the data, isn't it? So there are some methodologies are used by the statistician, or we have to say that the scientist, or we have to say that the businessmen. They are using some methodology for the presentation of the raw data which is with them or collected by the agency. All sort of the things are there. Now, statistical data are frequently arranged and represented, in the form of a tables. So tabular form data or is also very, we have to say that, concise one, comprehend one, or easily understandable is there. So table we have to should be designed to enable the reader grasp with minimal efforts the information that they intend to convey, isn't it? So with the help of a tabular form, or we have to design such a type of a table or write the data into the table, so to enable the reader grasp with minimal efforts the information that they intend to convey. In constructing table, certain points we have to always remember. In the sense, students, some features of tabular representations are there, or that rules we will have to follow at the time of writing data into the table or converting raw data into a tabular form. So first is that data should be self-explanatory. First one is a data should be self-explanatory, in the sense, once that table having the data is presented in front of the people, immediately they could have to understand, means that data will have to tell something to them directly. So that is self-explanatory, isn't it? Another thing, this column of number should be appropriately labeled and arranged. For your kind information, whatever columns are there in that table, that each and every column is to be properly labeled. For example, suppose we have written number of pods, and then below that one, number of pods in the sense 2, 15, 17, like that one. And next column, we have to label, that is number of seeds in the pod, average number of seeds in the, so we have to label like that one in the column. Third, we have to keep in mind the rule at the time of presenting data in table form, that is necessary explanatory footnotes at the bottom. We have to write some footnotes. For example, suppose we have written AV. What is AV? That is average value. So footnotes you have to mention, so that that table should be self-explanatory, isn't it? And at the bottom we have to read. Another, that is fourth feature of tabular representation is that the information contained in the table may be separated by the insertion of a horizontal or vertical lines. That feature should be there of again of a tabular representation. Table should be appropriately numbered and should be inserted in the text close to where they are first mentioned. Isn't it? So this type of a feature should be there of the tabular representation. Friends, you have to keep in mind which type of actually advantages of a tabular presentation, isn't it? We know that actually data can be presented in the form of tables, in the form of diagrams, or in the form of a graphs. But when we are going to say that data is represented in tabular form, what are the advantages of that one? Isn't it? What are the advantages of that one? That we have to learn here. Data are well arranged and well presented, isn't it? In case of tabular data representation, the raw data is well arranged and well presented. That is most important advantage of a tabular presentation of data. It does not call for any repetition of the explanatory material. In that tabular form data, there should not be a repetition, isn't it, of explanatory material. The things we have to mention once there, anything is there. It enables comparison to easily made. So students, I will give you example in case of the advantage, that is it enables comparison to be easily made in the sense, suppose we are having in our hand only two plants, not I am going to give you a complicated example here. Very simple example I will put about you. Suppose in that one we have written there is a plant and B plant is there, isn't it? And another C plant, 3 plants are there. And we have measured only the height of plant, root length of the plant. So immediately we will be able to understand actually the size, length in centimeter, isn't it? So suppose A plant having a 2 meter height, B having a 2.5, C having a 3. Immediately we will compare the things. The third plant is having a higher or taller as compared to the remaining 2 plants. So like that one here we can compare that very easily because of seeing the data or written data into a tabular form. Now the errors and omissions, if any, may be readily detected, isn't it? Whenever there is a tabular data is in the form of tables, we can easily see the errors into that one. Again, very easy to omit that things. So that is most important advantage of a presenting data in a table form. Complex mass of the data may be presented in the concise form. Students, suppose we have collected such a data. For example, I will give to you. Suppose in our hand we are having a pods of a pea. There are hundred of a pods of a pea are there, isn't it? And we want to mention in case of number of seeds or pea into each pod, and we are having a 130 observations with us. But when we will see that 130 observations written one by one, we will not be able to come to the conclusion, any type of a conclusion. So for that one, what we have to that, the complex mass of data may be represented in the concise form, in the sense, out of that 130, we will have to make classes. That is seeds 2 to 4, then 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 9. Like that classes once we have made, and frequency we have to write up that one. So with the help of that one, it is a very easy to, we have to say that, concise form, write in a concise form with the help of a tables. Now it can be understand and easy to remember. We can easily understand what type of data is there or which type of conclusion is to be drawn from that one, or maybe from that conclusion. So easy to again remember, we will be able to keep in mind. Only one line is there, we have taken out of the observation table, the height of plant XY is a larger as compared to the or than the other two plants. Now easy to detect large trends whatever are there, that we can be able to find out. We can see actual values of each category. प्रत्येक कॅटेगरीची व्हॅल्यू आपल्याला ॲक्च्युअल व्हॅल्यू पाहता येणार आहे. Isn't it? Now advantages of a graphical representation. Here we have to get idea about advantages of a graphical representation. First, there are the three. It attracts more effectively than do the tables, and therefore is less likely to be overlooked. Readers maybe skip the tables but possibly look at the charts, look at the graphs. Friends, that is most important. We have to say that advantages of a representing data graphically. Easily that can be understand. As I have said to you, suppose we are having the graph of a growth that is a sigmoid curve. Yes, immediately we keep it in mind, remember very easily, isn't it? Now second advantage is that the use of colors and pictorial diagrams make the list of figures in the business and access reports more meaningful. So whenever there is a graphical representation is there, we can use some colors to tell that. Suppose graph we have drawn, red pen we have used for the, there is a less growth of plant, and green color there is a higher or tall plants are there. So immediately we can make the difference between that two dwarf and tall varieties, dwarf and tall plant. So like that one. Now it gives a comprehensive use of a quantitative data. The rendering a line expert more powerful efforts in the reader's mind than tabulated data, isn't it? So immediately with the help of a graph we can understand, or as already we have seen in case of one of the most important advantage of a tabular representation is that are self-explanatory. Here not only the self-explanatory are there, but they can easily digestible by the fellows, the graphical data. It shows what the happening and what is likely to take place, in the sense, my friends, काय झालंय आणि काय घडणार आहे फ्युचरमध्ये, that can be shown into the graphs, that we can understand in the graphs, isn't it? Now what are the merits of a graphical presentation or graphic representation, isn't it? Here, acceptability, isn't it? That is easily acceptable by the learners or those who want to learn the things from that one. Again, comparative analysis is very easy. Less cost is there. Logical ideas immediately can come out of that one. Decision making, in the sense we will be able to come to the decision immediately. Helps for the less literature audience. Helps for the less literature audience. Again, less effective, and in case of time, less errors and mistakes also are there. Complete idea we can get from that graphical presentation and use in notice board. We can use that things and we can tell all these things to the students with the help of that notice boards. Now, as we have learned actually advantages or merits, some limitations are there. Which are those limitations? That also we'll have to learn, isn't it? Because graphical representation of data is also not 100%, we have to say that, acceptable. Some errors are there, some difficulties are there, some problems into that one. So which are those? That is costly, first one, that is a costly. Another thing is that it requires more time. In the table we can write figures immediately, but at the time of sketching of a graph we will have to use our ideas. Again we will have to spend more time as compared to the table formation. Now errors and mistakes are there into that one. Lack of secrecy. Problem to select the suitable methods. Which method we have to use, isn't it? Because at different places different methods are used. There is no exact or confirmed method which we have to use. And again, problems of understanding. Sometimes whatever the graphs are there, that graphs easily cannot be understood by the fellow who want to or intend to understand, isn't it? So that type of limitations are there, isn't it? Now, you'll have to keep in mind today what the things we have learned, that you will have to remember, because on the basis of this today's our lecture, next lecture depends. So always you will have to remember the thing very well. Now, before completing this lecture or before switching off this lecture, students, I am going to make one of the announcement is that you have to attend MCQ type of a examinations on 27th October for this our paper 6th, that is computational botany. Now syllabus for that is a whatever till today I have taught to you, from that one MCQ is there. Means first topic, second topic, and I think this unit we have to say that unit first, unit second, and unit third, which is going on. So you will have to, my friends, be ready for all these things, whatever I have taught to you. Again, detailed syllabus I am going to give you on our classroom, or link I will give to you there, and you have to be little bit prepared for that syllabus, isn't it? Okay, see you. Thank you very much.